This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I'm going to analyze the Valley View Stakes at Keeneland on Friday, October 24th, and it goes as the 9th race. The Grade 2 $400,000 Valley View Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, 1 mile on the turf course. Scheduled post time is 5:16 p.m. Eastern Time. First we're going to meet the field, then I'll give out my top 4 contenders and wagering strategies. Number 1 in this race is Admit, 20-1 morning line for trainer Thomas Drury Jr., and John Velasquez is going to ride this one. Last time out, she was 4th in the Dueling Grounds Oaks at Kentucky Downs at 1 mile and 5/16. She's 1 for 1 at this 1 mile distance. Number 2, Play with Fire. She's 2-1 and she's the favorite for trainer Chad Brown. Levy and Pratt's going to ride back. In her last 3 starts, she won the Hilltop Stakes and then she was a close second in the Wild Applause and the Grade 2 Lake Placid. Number 3, Ramsey Pond. This one is 12-1 morning line for trainer Safi Joseph Jr. She's 1 for 1 at Keeneland, and she exits a runner-up finish at Kentucky Downs in an optional claiming event at 1 mile. She's run 6 times at this distance with a win, 2 seconds, and a 3rd place finish. Number 4, Vixen for trainer Mark Casse. Tyler Gaffleone's going to pilot this one. She's run 9 times, and she's finished in the top 3 in 8 of those 9 races. Number 5, Sturgeon Moon. This one is 20-1 morning line for trainer William Walden. And Luis Saez is aboard. She won the Audubon Oaks at 7 furlongs on dirt a couple starts back. She was 5th in the Grade 3 Dogwood on the main track last time. She has yet to run on the turf course. Number 6 is Classic Q, and she could be the one to catch for trainer Mark Casse and Jose Ortiz. Last time out, she cut back in distance and at Kentucky Downs in the Grade 2 Music City, and she rallied to finish 4th. When she runs 1 mile turf races, she typically goes out there and sets the pace, and she's won 3 times at this 1 mile distance. Number 7, Somethinabouther. She's 15-1 morning line for trainer Brendan Walsh. She's run 11 times and finished in the top 3 in 8 of those 11 races. She's 0 for 1 at Keeneland, and she's 0 for 2 with a runner-up finish at 1 mile. Number 8, Reining Flowers with Frankie Dettori aboard. John Ortiz trains this one. She's an okay turf performer. She's run 10 times on turf, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 3 third-place finishes. At Kentucky Downs last time, she was 8th in a 12-horse field. And before that, she did hit the board in the Lake George Stakes and the Penn Oaks and some other stakes races as well. Tabiti is number 9. This is a Juddmonte filly, and she's 9-2 morning line for trainer Brad Cox, and Irad Ortiz Jr. is going to ride this one. She made her first start in this country in the Music City Stakes at Kentucky Downs last time out, and she ended up finishing 3rd in a 12-horse field. Number 10, Stormy Paradise. This one is a 50-1 outsider for trainer Ed Moger Jr. Sophie Doyle is going to ride this one. Overall, 2 for 12 record. Both wins were on turf. She is 0 for 1 at Keeneland and 0 for 1 at this distance. Last time out, 5.5 furlongs at Keeneland. She was 8th. So stretching out in distance here, she could impact the pace. Number 11, Totally Justified. 20-1. For trainer Rusty Arnold. Now she's cutting back in distance, but that might not be a good thing. In the Dueling Ground Oaks, she was 9th. The Grade 2 Saratoga Oaks before that, she was 5th. The Belmont Oaks, she was 7th. And you have to go back to the Regret Stakes at 1 mile and 1/8, and she just missed that day. She had to lead in the stretch. She couldn't hold it at 1 mile and 1/8. She finished 2nd, beaten a half length. But at the 1 mile distance, she's 0 for 2 with 0 top 3 finishes, and she's 0 for 2 at Keeneland with 1 runner-up finish. Number 12, Mayday Ready. This one with Ben Curtis aboard. And a couple starts back in the Grade 2 Lake Placid, she was able to get out there, control the pace, and hold on by a half length. Last time out in the Winter Memories, she chased the pace and she weakened to finish 7th in an 8-horse field. She'll probably be forwardly placed. They might have to hustle her along a little bit from that outer post. Then we have some also eligibles in here. Number 13, Golden Sunrise at 30-1 morning line. She was 2nd in a non-winner's 3 lifetime allowance route on turf at Churchill Downs last time out on September 27th. Number 14, Yes It Is. This one, an off-the-turf race at Churchill, won that event last time, and this one at 10-1. And then number 15, Next Up. This one was 3rd in a turf route, and that was an allowance race, non-winners 3 lifetime, the same race, Golden Sunrise exits. And this one did rally to finish an okay 3rd at 20-1. Even if she got in, the post would be tough. So I don't really like the also eligibles in here. And now I'm going to give out my top 4 contenders, and we'll start with the horse that I picked to finish 4th. And that would be number 4, Vixen. And Vixen is one that I mentioned a few minutes ago that 8 out of 9 starts she's finished in the top 3 on turf, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 3 third-place finishes. And she's been on a decent roll, hitting the board this year and winning a couple races. 5 starts, 2 wins, a second, and 2 thirds. So in the money, all 5 starts this year, including stakes wins in the Swedish Chant and the Grade 3 Here Comes the Bride at Gulfstream Park over the winter. Then after that, at Keeneland in the Grade 2 Appalachian, she ended up finishing second that day behind her stablemate Nitrogen, and Nitrogen defeated her again in the Grade 2 Edgewood, and Lush Lips was second, and then Lush Lips would come back and finish in front of Vixen in the Tepin Stakes last time out. So for her, she hasn't run since June 28th, and she does have that 1 start at Keeneland with 1 second, and 6 starts at this distance, top 3 finishes, and 5 of 6. So she's very consistent. She's got stalking speed, and I think she can work out a decent enough trip from post 4 under Tyler Gaffalione. I think she can be somewhere in the mix, probably more likely to hit the board than to win this race. The horse I picked to finish third, that's the 6, Classic Q, and she could be the one to catch, as I said earlier. The Grade 2 Music City, she rallied from 10th place there. She didn't have the smoothest trip, and as I said, she was cutting back that day. She had been running in longer races. Now, in the Lake George at a mile and a 16th, that was a Grade 3, and she set the pace and missed by a neck that day. And then prior to that, in the Wild Applause, she was out there setting the pace, and she just held on by a half length. Play with Fire was getting to her late. And those kind of races, if she can run those kind of races where she can get out there in these turf routes, especially at 1 mile like she did in the Wild Applause, she could be dangerous. With those 9 starts, she has 3 wins, and she's 3 for 5 at 1 mile. So this is her preferred distance. She reconnects with her winning rider, Jose Ortiz, and her best shot is to get out there and try to wire the field. The horse that I picked to finish second is the 9, Tabiti. This one began her career overseas. She was running in Great Britain, and she won 3 of her 5 starts over there. And she did try this 1 mile distance twice, but she didn't win either race. But in one of those races, that was her first start this year, June of 2025, third in a 25 horse field at 1 mile. So that was a decent effort. That was a huge field, and she was able to beat quite a bit of the runners there, ending up finishing third. Not a bad effort. And then her last start in Great Britain, that was at Goodwood at 7 furlongs on turf in a Group 3 event, and she finished in a dead heat for first in a 13 horse field. Then she came to this country at Kentucky Downs last time in the Music City. She ran a quality race. She was sitting in mid-pack in a 12 horse field, and she sustained her run in the stretch, and she finished third, beaten a little more than 4 lengths. She was a half length in front of Classic Q at the wire, and she had blinkers on that day, but now she moves to the Brad Cox barn. She removes blinkers, and she stretches back out in distance with Irad Ortiz Jr. riding. Frankie Dettori rode her last time. He's on a different horse in this event. So Tabiti, second start in this country, 1 mile should be within reach, and I think she can run a decent race. I am going to go for my top choice, the 2, Play with Fire. She's been freshened for this race for trainer Chad Brown, and she's a consistent runner. Now, I had her as my top choice in the Hilltop Stakes at Pimlico on May 16th, and she produced a big late run at 7-2 that day, and she won that race by a length under Flavian Pratt. And that late pace rating was a triple-digit late pace rating, so she really showed a nice kick that day. And she was in the Brendan Walsh barn at that time, and then she moved to the Chad Brown barn, made her first start for Brown in the Wild Applause, a 1 mile race that was at Saratoga, and she rallied, and she just missed by a half length. Classic Q couldn't quite catch that one, but it was a good effort nonetheless, beating a half length. And then last time in the Grade 2 Lake Placid, she really didn't have a chance there. Mayday Ready was controlling the pace. Now look at these fractions: 24-2, 49, 113-2, and Play with Fire was trying to rally from off the pace, and she did make a nice run at Mayday Ready in the late going, missing by a half length. So the late pace ratings that she earned in the Hilltop and the Lake Placid, if the pace is honest in here, she can definitely rally and get the job done. I also like this inner post, so she can save some ground off the speed, and she doesn't have to come from way back either. Now, she did rally from 8th place in the Hilltop, so she rallied from well off the pace that day, But she was third in the Wild Applause, although she was 8 lengths back. And then last time, she was within hailing distance, sitting third or fourth early. So she doesn't have to come from way back, but she can come from further back if the pace is quicker. And I think it's a good thing in a big, bulky field like this for her not to be way back. I think that Pratt is a good judge of pace, and he knows where to place horses and give them every chance to succeed. I think he's going to do just that. He's a 24% turf rider, and she's run 3 times at this 1 mile distance with a win and 2 runner-up finishes. So Play with Fire is going to be my top choice in the Valley View. And now it is time for suggested wagers. I'm going to make a win wager on my top choice, number 2, Play with Fire, play an exacta box, 2, Play with Fire, and the 9, Tabiti. I'm going to put 3 horses on top in the trifecta, number 2, Play with Fire, number 6, Classic Q, and number 9, Tabiti. And I'm going to toss in number 4, Vixen underneath. That trifecta is 269 with 2469 with 2469. If you're interested in my full card analysis, I'm covering a full card for the closing day card, Saturday, October 25th at Keeneland. And I'm also doing closing week full cards at Santa Anita for their autumn meet, October 24th, 25th, and 26th. After this week, I'm going to be doing daily full cards for the Del Mar fall meet. And that fall meet goes from October 30th through November 30th, including both Breeders' Cup days on October 31st and November 1st. I've been covering these Breeders' Cup full cards for many years. Have had a lot of success over the years. You'll get analysis of each horse, wagering strategies in every race. And if you're interested in any of that, the runawayhorse.com, on my shop page, you'll find my full cards. And I have a special offer for video viewers. If you purchase any of my Breeders' Cup products, I will send you 1 free full card for the closing Santa Anita week, October 24th, 25th, or 26th. So just buy any of my Breeders' Cup products, and you can get a free full card at Santa Anita, October 24th, 25th, or 26th. That will do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.